All right, guys, here we are today. It's cold. It's a little sunny though. We've been mining and it's good. Really pleased with the automations. They are still taking names. I got my wires ran down here to the end. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this off. Right now the tracker's in there, but I've got a nice enclosure like this. I'm gonna put it right there, get rid of that so the tracker can have its own little home and everything. Be real nice. We'll run through what we've done. We're close, man, to getting this fired up. It's just cold and hard to get. This is the cylinders I got on here. 22-inch throw. They got a 1-inch hole through them, and we didn't have any 1-inch bolts to source locally. But what I did do is took a piece of 1-inch PEX and cut it. And I had to trim a little section out of it, but it would slide in that hole then, and it perfectly fit that 3/4 bolt. So it actually gives it basically lubrication now, even though they've got grease fittings. But it gives it just a little bit of cushion, not much, but a little bit on either end, which I think will be just perfect. And I just welded eye bolts on down through here to hook the cables to, and the lines, I'm sorry. And I keep them, I got them consistent all the way through. The one on the bottom goes to the bottom of the cylinder. The one on the top goes to the top of the cylinder. This is the one end. We skip a pole, one. Then we skip a pole. Another cylinder. Same deal. I just put T's in there. And tied it in. And we skip a pole, cylinder, skip a pole, cylinder. So there's 4 cylinders on here. I just came to the middle pole to put all the gear. And it's a little jumbly, but it's the first round. What I've got, this is the pump in the tank. And it's got a control wire that comes back up here. It originally went to the little handheld thing, you know, for in and out, up and down, whatever you want to call it. But we rewired it so it'd work in the system. And I've labeled each one of these solenoids east and west so I can keep everything consistent. West, of course, will be the top line. East is the bottom line, because east goes to the bottom of the cylinder that push, and in my situation, that's going to turn them east. Pull them back down or turn them west. And what I did, I just got a battery out here for now, and I don't know, I'll probably leave it like that. I may put an additional battery, not sure. And I just went ahead and put I call it a forklift plug, but put that on there. And there's one on the pump too, so you can disconnect it and swap battery out or whatever. Make it easier to work on, a little easier to hook up and take apart. And I went ahead and got pressure switches. I think we was talking about them before. And they're just teed into the system. This is not going to be the final design because I messed up. I'm a couple of hoses short. So I've got to run over and crimp those up and come back, because I got another T that goes in with the on off valve so that I can use that to feed out to the next runs. And that's also how I'm going to hook the vacuum pump up to pull all the air out of the lines before we fill them. I thought about just, you know, filling it up and then just hit the button with them all loose and, you know, push it to the bottom first until get to one and then cap it off and work our way back. I just figured with the lines being that long and the dips in them, still might get some air pockets in the bottom of that might cause problems later. So I just opted. I figure we'll just, if I put a vacuum pump on there and pull the air out of both sides, then lock the valves off. When we put fluid in there, there shouldn't be any air to get in the way of anything. So hopefully it'll go good. I don't know. I've never tried that before on something this big, but we'll find out. And these are set to Right now I got them set at 550 psi, give or take. You know, it's like setting a torque wrench. You just spin it down. And the hopes is, in case they bind up, something happens, something binds up, the pressure will run up, and these are tied into the relays in there, so it won't let it go east or west. If this one binds up and trips out, it'll stop it from rotating east. Still let it rotate west, so you could rotate it back off of whatever, you know. And I figure I can also use them as end stops too, because when it gets all the way to the end, then the pressure should build because the cylinders are fully extended, and hopefully it'll trip it off. And the same thing when they bottom back out. And yes, the cylinders will be able to go lock to lock without hitting anything. You know, I don't have to stop them short. Just because I was afraid if that was the case, that if your switch malfunctions or something, then they're just going to keep pushing and just tear crap up. So I was trying to avoid that. So I've still got to tee in my service valves, but I'll get that done in the next few days. I went ahead and tried to put a little bit of control so we can manually control it. And so if you flip it over to manual and then hit the east or west, you can get it to move, and you can see the light come on. I mean, it works right now, but I haven't got the pump hooked up. I've got to, because I don't want it running while it's dry. But I just wanted to make sure all the controls work, and then you put it in the middle and it's off, nothing will work. The automatic won't work, or the manual, and then you flip it in auto and it'll let the controller take over of what it does. And if you need to, you can press the e-stop, and that disconnects the pump feed right there, and the 12 volts going to everything. So hopefully we won't need that, but this is a lot of stuff and a lot of things to go wrong. I figured one little extra e-stop ain't a bad idea. Other than that, that's it. I'll put a schematic to this, and it's not really that complicated. It looks like it is just because there's a lot of wires and everything going on in there. But I'll when I get the schematic done, when we make the next video, I'll go ahead and post that in the description just in case anybody else wants to make a controller for 2 directions. You could use it on lots of things. Doesn't have to be hydraulics, but anyways, that's about it. And I do have the key for that. I just don't have it with me. Other than that, if you guys got any questions or any suggestions or any modifications, and going forward when we build these this summer for the rest of those panels, I will be doing the suggestions in the comments. I forget who it was that said just build sections end to end, and build a section short enough, just 2 posts, and put 1 actuator on it, then 2 posts and 1 actuator, and then you can use the electric ones, and it won't matter if they get out of it. Look a little funny, but nothing will break. And I'm like, boy, that's a really good idea. I wish I'd have thought of that before I did all this. The only real difference is you'll have 2 or 3 extra posts, but since we got that post driver thing, that's not really an issue. And that's it, guys. Questions, comments, throw them in the comment section. And Signature Solar's got some deals going on right now. We still got a link down there. And otherwise, you guys have a good evening.